The next principle in community we're going to talk about has to do with modeling. Anybody can get up on stage and talk about community or talk about cultivating spiritual family. Anybody can even make a video like this and say, "Oh, hey, do this and do that." But in reality, there's things that you're just not going to pick up unless you see it, unless it's modeled for you. And so when we talk about cultivating community, you are not going to get this done just standing on a stage teaching people about community. You're going to have to get them in your home, in more than your office, out in life, out at dinner. You're going to need to get around them and model what is this thing called community. Many people have not experienced a healthy community. They've not been around one. So when we think about community, we have to think, okay, we have to model what does it mean to be a community? What does it mean to be a healthy community? And so often, even when we're having struggles, what we want to do is to isolate ourselves, and maybe out of fear of man or fear of being misunderstood, we'll isolate ourselves and we'll maybe work through some stuff in secret and then move forward. But what happened is you just missed an opportunity to model how you did that. How did you reconcile that issue? Was there a problem? And so when we walk in the light and transparency and community, what happens is people get to actually learn conflict resolution. They get to learn what were you going through and how did they get on the other side. And often we're doing that, but we're not being vulnerable. We're not being transparent, and we're not allowing them to see the process, not just the destination. And so again, when we think about this, you have so many people that will try to teach, but actually their personal lives are a mess. And we don't need any more people who teach stuff and don't live it. And so when we think about cultivating community, don't just sit there and talk about it. Model it, live it out, make mistakes in front of people, allow them to be part of that process. And then what happens is everybody grows and everybody gets a chance, not just to learn from their own mistakes, but get to learn from each other's mistakes. So the practical point to this is, ask God, what are the 2 to 3 people that He is calling for you to practice community with, to model community? And as you think about that and as you pray about that, the next thing I want you to ask, as God begins to highlight these people, would you ask Him, what are some areas where you can be transparent with them, maybe about a struggle that you're going through, about something that's happening in your life, and share with them how God is dealing with you and speaking with you, and allow them to be part of the journey so that they can see what it's like to be on a journey with God and listening to His voice and obeying Him and growing into maturity.